Well, I mean, I got in trouble with the law when I was in college.
Yeah.
That was something where I wasn't who I wanted to be. I was looking at myself, and I just like went out to Arizona to grow as a person. I felt like I needed to like get away from home, leave the state. So I made bad decisions. I learned a lot from those bad decisions.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and jump in. We're recording another episode of Adversity Kings, and we're good to go, right?
Yeah, where's the camera at? Right here, right?
Right in front of you.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, you'll just look straight ahead.
Perfect.
So it's right in front of you. So special guest today, we got obviously another episode of Adversity Kings. We got Alejandro. He's part of my coaching program, and he's an absolute killer. And he's also, his main revenue source, I believe, is the credit card processing company that he's a sales leader for, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Let's go, dude. How old are you again?
26.
26 years old. Awesome, bro. So how's life been?
Dude, life's been interesting, man.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah.
It's been taking off.
Yeah, bro. Let's
It's been
go.
building. I feel like we're just in the building stage, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's exciting because it's like, dude, I don't even want to go to sleep at night,
Yeah.
but I have to sleep. We have to sleep, right?
Yeah, I feel you. Would you just get some pre-workout too or something?
No, I'm drinking like amino acids.
Okay, I smelled it. I was like, what is that? I was like, that's good, dude.
Yeah.
Where were you born and raised?
Chicago.
Okay, awesome. So what was your growing up like? What were the parents like? What was
So love it. So my mom is my everything. My dad passed away when I was 5.
Yeah, how did he pass away?
So we were visiting his side of the family in Mexico, coming back from Mexico to Chicago, and on the way back to Chicago, car lost control on the road. It was me in the car and the baby in the car seat, uncle next to me to the left, my mom in front of me to the in front, and then my dad driving. And my mom kind of like, I don't know what happened, lost control, right? He got ejected through the driver's side window. My uncle got ejected through the passenger side, rear side window. And I stayed in the car. Me and my mom were the only ones in the car. When the car came to a stop.
She was driving?
No, my dad was driving.
Okay, he was driving.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think my mom was like carrying like fruit.
Yeah.
And then I think my dad was like reaching over for fruit or something. And like we think that like it could have been the Toyota because it could have been something maybe that happened with the car. I don't know. But so we lost control and we were stuck in the car, me and my mom. And my dad got ejected. My uncle made it. But if you saw his face, it was all red, bro. And I didn't recognize him. It was actually scary to see that at 4 years old. And then I was telling someone about this earlier, actually. And I felt like in the moment, like something like just kind of like either his spirit or something. Like I was untouched, bro. The car was on my foot. All the pressure of it was on my foot. And I'm away with nothing,
Yeah.
So that to me is like a miracle.
You were in the car?
Yeah.
But what pressure was on your like?
So the car was so screwed up that like the sunroof was, my feet were dangling out of the sunroof somehow.
Oh wow, you're like 4.
I don't know how.
Wow, that's so crazy.
And I walked away without anything, bro.
One of the new guys that just joined the coaching program, I believe his name's Brock, and we talked and got his story, and it's like same exact story. His dad passed away while he was in the car in a car accident, and it was grotesque. It was horrible. And I'm just getting his story, and it just moved my soul. I was like, man, because anytime you think you have it bad, you'll hear somebody else's story. And, I'll let him get on here eventually and explain it. But the way he explained it, dude, is like some kids are playing chicken. He swerved to miss the kids in the road. And, I think they, hit a tree or some massive object or something. And he his throat ended up getting cut open. And he just bled out. And the wife was in the car, his mom, and her dad. So the father-in-law was in the car, but he's the only one that passed away. And he was a little younger than you are, so luckily he didn't have probably as much memory as you may have. Okay. But it was like just a moving story. And I always start podcasts with how did you grow up and like what was your childhood like? Because what I was telling a woman today that's very successful, and I didn't care about the success. You know what I mean? It's an anomaly, especially in today's day and age, to have success, but especially like to be an independent and successful woman. You know what I mean? It's an even more, successful feature to have. Right. But, I just asked her, I was like, what was your childhood like? She was like, my dad passed away when I was 13.
Wow.
And I was like, man, you don't even have to tell me anymore because I know when I find somebody that's had some level of trauma in their childhood, and you process it two ways. You either do something positive with it, or you do what most do and you do something negative with it. Because it's inevitable to experience some forms of trauma, whether they're internalized or they're external through like events of losing parents, living in means that, maybe aren't the absolute best. Right. But then you also have your kids that live in really good situations, have really good homes, but they just struggle with internal demons, and that's still internal trauma. And if they process it right, they're able to develop and grow into just these absolute superhumans, dog. That's why you're so special, man. So that's an incredible story, because the piece of it that's really, amazing is what you've built out of the pain, So it's like you can look at it one way, but it also created an opportunity for you to just kind of 10x, man.
Definitely.
Now,
the thing that I was going to say, I never had anyone to show me how to be a man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that was something that, I never had an example to be like, yo, I want to be like him.
Yeah.
So I had to, figure it out.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Facts, bro. What about...
Yeah.
What about... So, as you continue to grow up, what was that like middle school and high school? What was that like for you?
Dude, my mom did great.
Yeah.
I mean, she, put me in Catholic school my whole life, so I have nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
Other than, I didn't have that male, voice that was telling me, don't do that, That's not a good idea. So, I definitely, took, not advantage, but I didn't know, I kind of did whatever I wanted to say. Not in a terrible way to mean anything bad out of it. I just didn't know any better. Because when I got my car, I really wanted to get a car. And, I was one of the first kids to get a car because I worked for my car. I wanted a car.
Yeah.
And just, having that freedom of having a car, I was the only one, picking up people, and it was just kind of, I felt like freedom, right? And I would get home late, maybe, 12, 2 o'clock in high school. Because I didn't care about school.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't really something that was motivating me, but I enjoyed the experience of school.
Uh-huh.
Because I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Right? But not the things that we should learn.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
I feel that. So so you get through middle school, you get through high school. Were there any other events that kind of shaped your life and changed your life in the process of
Definitely
5 to 18 and graduating? What's another major event that just kind of...
2.
What are they?
Well, I mean, I got in trouble with the law when I was in college.
Yeah.
That was something where I wasn't who I wanted to be. I was looking at myself, and I just went out to Arizona to grow as a person. I felt like I needed to get away from home, leave the state. Yeah. So I made bad decisions. I learned a lot from those bad decisions.
Yeah.
And then I come home, back to 3 years over there, studying business, trying to figure out what
ASU?
I want to do. Northern Arizona University.
Okay.
In Flagstaff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And trying to figure out what to do. And then I the door-to-door sales thing opened up to me. I did that for 2 months, but because of me getting in trouble with the law, I couldn't pursue it after they found out. So I came back home disappointed, and my uncle was in the car business, and he's like, you would do really well. You should just go check it out. I go to St. Charles, crash a Dodge Jeep Ram, and first day, when do you want to start? Let's go. Yeah. Journey began right there. So something that I thought was going to be a big loss ended up being a really good thing, because I was close to my family. I'm the support,
Yeah.
makes a big difference. And I learned how to sell. I learned a lot about myself. I learned so much from being there.
Yeah.
For those freaking 4 years, bro.
So you get into car sales?
Yeah.
And you did that for 4 years?
4 years.
So what'd you do, 21 to 25?
20 to 24, 20 to 25. Yeah, almost. I think I turned 25. I think I was 25 when I left.
Okay.
24. I was about to turn 25.
Okay. Bad. And then what was the second thing you said that kind of shaped your life? You got in trouble with the law in Arizona.
Leaving that job.
Leaving the car job?
Leaving the car dealership.
Why?
Because you take orders all day long from people that, are kind of a little wild.
Don't appreciate you.
And I just felt like they were taking credit for everything that I was doing. And honestly, my work ethic, I think, is really pretty good.
Yeah.
I will pride myself on that. And it just came to a point where, I felt like I wasn't growing anymore. The guy that was, the floor manager was, always just getting into everything that I was doing. And I was just like, bro, I'm not growing anymore. So I was praying for something, bro. I was praying to like get out of there. So every single day I would go to lunch because I mean I still wanted to like stay there because I had my clients that like would come and I was getting enjoyment out of my people, but I was trying to avoid the managers.
Yeah.
Because they let me do whatever I want anyways, but like it was just something that was bad energy.
Yeah.
And I realized that it was bad energy now. So like I would go to like just have random lunches at different restaurants trying to like just meet people. I met this one kid that he was just staring at me and he's like I'm looking at him because he's dressed up like a suit too.
Yeah.
And I'm like reading this book, Think and Grow Rich, and I'm in the part
That's my
where like
book
seek
right there,
mentorship and you know, I'm looking at this guy and he's like asking me questions, prospecting me, like little did I know, you know, and like he was actually in a MLM and I had my experience with that.
Yeah.
And that taught me a lot.
Yeah.
But I learned that that is not something that is for like really people that are leaders. Like leaders like maybe find a little bit of something, a little bit of good stuff there, nuggets. You learn that it's all about people in this world, right? And you see the people that like actually know how to like talk, they have value to give, and you're like, whoa, like that's crazy. That guy has something inside him, you know?
Yeah.
And so then that started opening up like spirituality, like what the heck is going on here? What's the truth, right? Because like when I was doing that, I did it for a couple months, and then I was like, this ain't doing what I should be doing. I feel like I'm not like actually growing like how I should be because it's actually like these people are a little like too into the matrix. And they're trying to find these people that are easily influenced, and I am not easily influenced. Sorry, but that didn't happen. So I kind of had to like redesign. I feel like from that experience, like it was trauma because there was kids there that believed like the earth was flat. Just like just crazy shit, right? But you see the people that like have the spirit in them, and I'm like, what is going on with that guy? Like, how does that guy talk like that? Like, what's in him, you know? And so then that's when like you know they had like a Catholic group of like Christians, right? And it's just it was interesting how they tied faith with it, and that makes sense. Faith is everything. Faith is number one. But I realized like what my beliefs are, challenging those beliefs, and like got into the credit card business actually after that, because the guy that got me in the business started doing it for a year, signed up really good amount of deals and customers that year. I'm like, dude, this ain't working for me at MLM. Let me come join you.
Yeah. What was the MLM?
It was Amway.
Amway. Yeah. I know guys that have done that. That's hard. That's definitely hard.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Selling shampoo and shit.
Oh my God.
That's what dude. They do billions of dollars. Whoever created that company is a genius.
I mean, it works, but it's just like you have to be freaking like, I could do it now. I feel like. I
you
feel
have
like
a little bit of an Amway vibe.
I wouldn't want, like, I got my own thing. You know? Yeah.
I could see that, dog. A little Amway king.
Not really.
Okay,
No.
So.
Oh, man.
Amway's a great development company, though, because they get you reading and everything like that,
Right.
and they get your sales skills touched up a little bit. You transition into the credit card processing. So was this a newer developed company? Like how many sales leaders and reps?
Man.
Or like,
That's
is this
whole
a big
other story.
company?
So the guy that got me in, we were like with this company called, I don't know if I should even say it.
Yeah,
but,
don't if you're going to get in trouble.
I'm not going to mention any names, pull
good.
anything out there. I don't really feel like doing that at all. But it was a dishonest company. It was a very dishonest way of getting into the business and learning how things work. Because I didn't know anything. Yes. So they took advantage of the fact that we didn't know shit. We were getting completely screwed, and they were screwing everyone.
We're going TikTok live for this.
Just to...
more content.
Yeah, just to like go into that a little bit. But man, that was an experience, I will say. That was wild. Just because you see like how so many businesses, they get so targeted on everything. Like the thing is like with businesses, like they all are getting hit constantly, solicited, and it's inevitable. You got guys that like want the quick money, They just want like to make so much money off one account that they are lazy, right? And they get the few accounts and then they're lazy. They don't like continue doing the thing that they should be doing in the right way. So they want the quick money, and then they hit these people with a whole bunch of crap. And so that's where the company you got to look at, because it was a very small, very crappy company. And then, company I'm with now is like huge. It's very different.
Huge. Lots of history, lots of credibility.
Yes.
Okay. And then is it B2B? Like business to business? Like you guys are taking your business services and then do they send you out to businesses or how are leads generated?
So as far as like lead generation, you have like that aspect of getting appointments, but like when I was with that company, I went to Kentucky, Tennessee, Texas, Arizona, Iowa. My first week of being in this industry, I got 7 deals my first week in Iowa, and I was like, let's go. I'm alive. I feel like I'm
Yeah, so what'd you do, though? Walked up to random businesses, or?
Yeah. Like, well, no, with that company, they had appointments for us every day.
Okay, so they set the leads.
Was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about with this company? How do you get leads?
With this company, it's different because, like, it's not going to happen tomorrow kind of thing.
You got to go out and build relationships.
I have to go out and build relationships.
Yeah, and it's a couple month long process on average.
Yes.
I bet it's probably 1 to 3 months. It's a 30 to 90 day, depending on how you establish that relationship. You take food, you get to know one another.
Right.
You're showing them graphics on here's how this credit card processing is going to save you money by setting this up, etc. Is that how that works?
Yeah, you have like your steps to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your niche? What do you target? Like,
so like I go after like auto shops, liquor stores, retail, anything retail. Honestly, like it's weird because I have like stuff that I didn't even think I was in. Like I have a clinic, 2 of them, and like I didn't ever think that I'd have like stuff like that. But referrals come and they have their own business. So it's like the things that I was targeting in the beginning was auto shops, liquor stores, and
when you see people with the Square devices, what do you say to flip that?
Oh, you're still using Square?
I don't have Square.
That's what I'll say.
Oh, that's what you say? Oh, okay. Sorry. You got me. That was good. You got me. You got my ass. I sell insurance, dog. We don't have Square. That's good, dude. Yeah, that was really convicting. I thought I had a Square somewhere and I was oh my God. Yeah, like I don't have a Square. Okay, so you're still using Square and then you flip them on the spot. Like what's the difference between your product and Square? Like how are you showing them you're bringing value?
I just feel like I have to like say like, you know, I have to sound educated on it. That's the thing.
Product knowledge is number one.
People want to feel like I know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
So like, I will like I know what Square
101.
does. You know, Square does 2.6 plus 10 cents a transaction if you do in person, 3.5 if it's over the phone, manual transaction. So it's like with that flat rate system, you have cards that are like 1%, cards that are less than that.
Yeah.
So like it's just a different. So it's a flat rate versus having like a structure where you can do a flat rate with us.
Yeah.
Have better service with us. I'm the business, right? So the service is me. And at the same time, I'm able to help them with either lowering the flat rate. So let's say I can keep it at 2.6 if I want.
Yeah.
I can go to 3%. It's all like just a matter of like what's going to work best for the business, because it might not, like dual pricing, cash discount might not work for that business. It might work. And that's where like the customer pays the fee and then the business doesn't pay anything. But that's a whole thing where it actually does work for every business. It's just how it's implemented.
Yeah.
But like with Square, you pay the fee at 2.6, or now I think they're actually starting to allow you to pass the fee at 2.6. Like automatically the system will do it. But I tell people, like, if you're using Square, they make it very easy for you to sign up. But then once, like, you're processing more than 5,000, it's not the best option. I mean, they're a software company versus having an actual bank.
What about digital card processing? You know what I mean? Like, do you do any digital, like, for companies that set up, like, digital transactional spaces? Are you guys into that at all?
Digital, like,
like
online
payments?
online
payments?
Yeah.
You guys work with that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, I use Stripe for a lot of, like, recurring revenue that I have outside of insurance. So,
right.
Like, are there other apps out there?
It's the same thing. You have, like, Clover that does, like, all the customer saves, all the inventory, all the information and stuff like that.
Which one do you think is the best? Like, should I use Stripe or should I use something else?
I think Swipe Simple is really good.
Yeah.
So, like, that's something that, like, when someone has Stripe or something like Square, Swipe Simple is, like, very similar.
Swipe is even better than Stripe?
I think they're both good. I mean, like, it just depends on, like, the service that you're getting from Stripe. Are you happy with it, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy
That's
with it.
good. I mean, like, if you haven't had any issues with it, I think it works. But, like,
A
there
backup
comes a
plan
point
is
where,
Swipe.
like, a lot of people complain about Stripe and companies like Square because of, like, their customer service and, like, it's
I've
a
heard bad
software
things.
company.
Yeah,
you
I've heard
know?
bad
like,
things.
they don't have a rep like me. Like, if, like, you have an issue, you have to deal with it yourself. You have a headache, if you have to deal with it yourself.
But do you
Versus
set up
me, I take care
digital
of it.
like, could I set up a transaction space through you digitally?
Yes, absolutely.
So I could set up a recurring space through you.
Yes.
And it would automatically do everything that it already.
Yeah. So
you already have an app?
Yeah, it's Swipe Simple. Yeah.
Oh, that's your app.
That's like the app that we sell. Like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I could buy your app and set it up and set everything up I already have set up?
Yes.
That's sweet, dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like 2 different options for that.
Yeah? How many people use Swipe Simple?
It's very popular. It's very good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a very good like software.
Yeah.
It's software.
Okay.
But then you have My Camp, which is the company that I sell for, and that's the experts. We're the experts on the process.
Okay. Okay. That's sweet.
So, it just
so how
ties
long
all
have you been
into
credit card processing?
It's been a year since I got my first deal with My Camp in June of last year, but I really took off in August.
Yeah. What's been the absolute worst part?
And Merchant Links 3 months before that. The experience with Merchant Links.
No, what's been the worst part with your... Everything has a red flag. You know what I mean?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, even though, like...
The fact that I have to go and lead generate myself and I don't have appointments set for me, I would say that's like...
That's the biggest friction.
I gotta work
Yeah.
I gotta work harder.
What's the
smarter.
best... What's the best part?
I have the way that I want to do the business.
Yeah, so you have full autonomy.
Yes.
Like, you're fully free. So you're 1099?
Yes.
Okay. And you essentially... Are there... hierarchies, or is there leadership, or do you just report to like a CEO, a director?
I have a sales manager actually.
Yeah.
So she's a regional manager
Yeah.
and she like manages a lot of ISOs. So I'm an independent.
Can you
sales
become a sales manager?
I would say that like to be for
Yeah.
My Camp. I like what I do because I can like bring in business. They help with me, like
Yeah.
they're managing me.
Would you
know what
ever
I mean?
want to be a sales manager?
I of course, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, to have a team.
Yeah. What do they make?
I have one person so far that I'm helping out. It's pretty awesome.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
What do the sales managers make roughly?
Well, that's the thing, man. It's just
It
like
varies on production.
if you're like working at My Camp, like you have to go in the office. You have the freedom to go in and out and stuff.
Yeah.
I think you get probably like a base pay of like maybe like 40 or 50 grand.
Okay.
But then you have your way of
You
like
get a base
finding
pay?
business just like me, and
Yeah.
then you build your residual.
You get a base pay?
No.
Okay. So you're 100% commission, but when you become a sales manager, you get a base pay?
No, unless I live in Arizona and I want to work at the headquarters in My Camp.
But you
there's
could be a
offices
sales
all over
manager not in Arizona and still be 100% commission sales manager.
Yes.
Okay.
Or I could like, you have bonuses, like some companies will give you bonuses, like you get like certain amount of deals. I've heard like a tree up where like you get an account like, and then you can get that times 12.
What are your expectations for the rest of this year? The next 6 months, what are your expectations?
I want to get my guy Jeff to a point where he can breathe and continue building my team and just continue providing value and growing as a person because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I feel like I do.
What's your personal expectations? Mentally, physically, spiritually, financially? Like next 6 months, where you want to be in all those areas?
Next 6 months. I feel like I'm enjoying where I'm at, so I feel like I feel like the way that I look at it is like I have to be very happy, very grateful from where I am right now to continue going. But I have a vision board of what I see, what I want, right? And so like I want to have a house in California. I want to have a house in Arizona. I want to have a house in Chicago, but only in a particular location.
Yeah.
I want to maybe...
O-Block?
Uh-huh.
O-Block?
Somewhere nice. I mean, yes.
O-Block is not nice.
No, not there. But Winnetka's beautiful. I love Winnetka.
Where is that?
Winnetka, Illinois.
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
It's beautiful. That's where like they had the movie.
I hate Illinois.
In the holiday movie or whatever.
Oh,
like
I know what you're talking about. Home Alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a solid movie. That's a classic right there.
But like you go there and like dude, there's something to being there, like in like that energy in that neighborhood, like in zip codes, like it's an energy.
How far
like,
is it from here?
Probably like an hour.
Yeah, I'll never go. That's too far. I had to drive 20 minutes today, and that was the worst part of my day.
I would say that's something too. I had to learn how to be in the car all the time.
You learn how to drive?
Well, I drive 6 shifts, so I'm pretty good.
You can drive 6 shifts?
Yeah.
So can I.
I heard someone.
No, I can't. I can't drive 6 shifts.
I heard someone bought the Home Alone house and completely stripped it and modernized it. Took away all of the like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Stupid.
2 people?
Oh, no kidding.
People saying what's going on?
That's
Sketch.
Unfortunate. I love that, like
It was
whole
such a
neighborhood
great
though.
movie. And that area is
Broken
beautiful.
in
houses.
Ryan Garcia.
Sick.
Ryan
That's
Garcia.
sick. Oh,
That's
is that what they're
hilarious.
saying? That's hilarious, dude. I get that one a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about it, but I'll take it, you know?
Oh, dude, always take it as a compliment. They've been calling me Jinxie the last couple days.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Some streamer.
Oh.
So I'm streamer kid. Okay, so we got the vision board mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. So you like the cribs. Do you like cars or you just like cribs?
So I really like Porsche. Like I had that like that's like a car.
Dream car.
I want to get that car just because I had it like in my like it's something I always wanted. But,
what's the dream trip? Where do you want to travel?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like there's so much to do that I haven't even thought about going anywhere. But I want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I just like I feel like I don't know. I went to Cancun in February.
Yeah.
And like that was a nice like refresher. But like I feel like I have to earn it where to go, and like maybe Cancun
I feel
for
that
a little bit.
1,000%.
Yeah.
What about your body? Where you want your body to be 6 months from now?
Man, I feel like I was 180 pounds. I'm at 165. That was the weight that I was like trying to get to, and I'm at my weight, which is crazy, bro. Because I put it on my vision board, and like it
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel good.
Like without even realizing it. Like I was eating like things that were just like.
What are you eating?
Well, I like don't really like try to stay away from carbs. I'm not like perfectly like
carbs are good if they're healthy carbs.
Yeah.
Whole food is the best food.
Portillo's right here and Downers Grove, they I get the same shit every day from there. So like the like I don't have time to make my food. I drive around in my car like all day long.
I've been there. My first couple years in sales, it was I would make pasta and I'd make meatballs. I'd make sausage, and I'd leave it out in the house, the apartment, wherever I was staying. A bunch of guys, we'd all stay there, and I'd eat that every day. I'd eat Chipotle. It wasn't until the last probably year that I was able to invest into my sister and have her go get Whole Foods and start cooking for me. It's probably been the last 3 years I've been like meal prepping, but the healthiest and the best I've ever looked has been a combination of my sister cooking for me. And this new girlfriend I have that beats the shit out of me if I eat anything crazy.
That's awesome.
So
that's awesome.
You know what I mean? So no, she's amazing. They're both amazing. And dude, I can tell you that eating is everything. You can eat as much as you want, really, as long as you understand the ingredients and you know the ingredients. And you go on ChatGPT and figure out your macros. Like I know I need 190 grams of protein. I need like 70 grams of fats, and I need like 300 grams of carbs. Just to maintain my muscle mass, which is perfect. 185, 190 pounds is like optimal. I run like 6 to 8% body fat. It's perfect. Awesome. You know what I mean? And it's perfect. I feel great. I feel good. And you can always throw in like reward yourself. You know what I mean? Like the trips, reward yourself with little desserts and things like that. But like very occasionally, make sure you earn it. But I'd say diet is probably one of my favorite things, because when you can really hone in on that diet, it's like putting the most optimal fuel in a vehicle.
Right.
When you get to Porsche, you're not gonna like put raccoon piss in it.
No.
You know what I mean? That's what it's like when we eat things we shouldn't eat.
Right.
It's like you're loading your body with raccoon piss.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? It's just like slowing you down.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I feel like Chewbacca when I eat dumb stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, but you really want to feel like Master Yoda, dog. You know what I mean? You want to feel good and groovy. You got to put that good groovy shit in you.
Absolutely.
You know? So what about mentally? You read?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I always see you reading. What are you reading right now?
The creative being.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like I've read that.
Or the creative process, or the creative being. I have it right here, actually.
Yeah, let's see it. I may have read it. You see my 7 fans on here. Fake guru.
This one.
I'm a real guru. Piece of
The
shit.
Creative Act, A Way of Being.
Dude, I've read that. Dana White
really?
recommended the book. Yeah. It's such a phenomenal book. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Yeah. It's awesome. And then, I mean, the book that like I was reading before that was the How to Make a Few $1 Billion. I've read things.
I just read that.
Yeah, that I love that book. That was a good book too. That's a great book.
Yeah.
You know, the first chapter it talks about
the first chapter was the only good chapter.
Yeah, that was really like that was the best. Like, that was the best nugget I got. Like the little
squares,
bro.
How to
stuff in there.
That shit was fire.
It's so true, man. Just how the breath and everything like that. That's what I got from that. And then you have like Think and Grow Rich. You got the Think Big. The Magic of Thinking Big. That one's really good.
Magic of Thinking Big is phenomenal.
That one's really good.
Yeah.
Too.
What?
That one's really good too.
Which one?
The Big Leap.
Oh, I don't know if I read The Big Leap.
That one's really good.
I think we like delayed.
Well, I said yes to the other one.
Oh, okay. Are you playing music?
No.
Okay. I was wondering.
I'm listening to frequencies. Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Are you serious?
I love frequencies.
Bro, I used to fall asleep to frequencies.
I sleep to it every day.
Yeah, like 486 hertz or something, 524 hertz or something.
I love frequencies, bro. We are frequencies. But like I fall asleep to it. Like legit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
My new frequency now
Family Guy.
has been Family Guy.
No shit.
Yeah, it's the best. So
What?
that's my frequency. I swear to God, I'm Peter Griffin.
What's up with that in The Office?
Peter Griffin?
No, like people watching that in The Office.
Oh no, they're not allowed. They have to make me money. But I'm just playing. I'm playing. No, man. You know what? Honestly, like, I'm a real big proponent of micro mental stimulation. But like, I believe you can simultaneously still get things accomplished. So I'm a big like background noise type of individual. Exactly. So it's not like I'm actively like some Family Guy guru or any of my guys. I've always told them, if you expect someone to consistently make thousands of dials and door knocks, I think there has to be some level of stimulation to minimize burnout. You know what I mean? Because like when you increase familiarity of the human brain psychologically, it's proven that familiarity kind of breeds just a boredom. You know what I mean? So you get so bored and things like that, and I don't want that to happen to people.
No.
Hey, we're finishing a podcast. You all right?
I feel like if you're bored a little bit,
thanks, brother.
You look at things a little differently. You need a little bit of boredom. Times where you don't.
No,
do
absolutely,
anything,
absolutely. I mean? Especially in your fundamental stages of sales. Like my first 2 years, I don't think I listened to much music. I don't think there was many movies. There was knock on doors, make dials, make sales, fall asleep behind the wheel.
Damn.
I fell asleep behind the wheel
That's
5 times.
Yeah, that's very burnout.
No, physically burnout, but mentally I was the highest and most excited I've ever been in my life, because we went from, and again, I have such an incredible childhood in comparison to like when I meet someone like you. I had my own trauma in it, you know what I mean?
Course.
So I built it up, to myself. Like it's big to me, but it's so little and stupid. But it's not that bad at all. So we went from, we had such a great little childhood. My parents had some money and we had great exposure to, wasn't that bad, you know what I mean? Food stamps, food bank lines, a little bit here and there, but eventually like whatever. But like, I think it messed with my mind so much of like, we had this, we had that. And so we went from that experience of like this expectation I had of like, hey, we need to be rich. And I think I like bullied myself as a kid of like, we didn't have as much as everybody else. And I think I was hard on my mom. I was hard on myself. And, once I found insurance, dude, and I started to make print bread, because I think like realistically, I think my mom made like, what'd she make, 15, 20 or something, roughly.
We were overweight. We ate fine.
Yeah, we ate, like, listen, I was jacked. I was sexy. I graduated at 145 pounds. I remember graduating at 145 pounds.
High school, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, high school we both got into shape.
Yeah, we both got in shape in high school, but yeah, childhood never. It was good. We had each other between my mom's sister and us, and our grandparents were sweet too. So it's like, we had our ups and downs, but I don't know what it was in my mind that, dude, it was just, I think it was painful when, both parents were gone for periods of time, and it traumatized me because I have like attachment issues apparently or something, and it developed this obsession. And so when I found insurance, I got so obsessed, man, that like sleep didn't matter, eating didn't matter, nothing mattered. Like even like love didn't matter. And it wasn't I loved my family less, or I didn't have as much love for like me and my little high school girlfriend broke up, but like I didn't care. I just wanted to take care of my mom and sister. It made me so happy. Like when I'd make a paycheck and I'd tell my sister like, hey, we're going to go buy something and we're going to go make a Instagram story and tell the world how horrible our lives were. And I just bought you this. and she didn't like that initially, but it's grown on her. So dude, I don't believe in the burnout. I believe in physical burnout, but I believe, because people are like, kids like you and I, we would have been diagnosed with ADHD.
Oh, yeah.
We were just too poor to capitalize on it. Me. Like, we just couldn't afford the ADHD medicine. But I'm playing with that. It's none of my jokes. But I swear to God,
I had ADHD.
It doesn't exist. No. Here's why ADHD doesn't exist. It's attention deficit disorder. That's a lie. We didn't have a vision for English class, dude. We didn't have a vision for science class. We didn't have a vision for the Pythagorean theorem. We had a vision for money and development. You and I both lacked something very common. We didn't have a male role model. My mom put me in the Boy Scouts because she said that same exact shit to me, bro. You don't have a man. There's no man here to show you how to be a man.
It's important.
She put me in the Boy Scouts. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now I whip out my Eagle Scout card. I'm the only black Eagle Scout you'll ever meet, you'll ever know. My mom had me believing I was going to go to Harvard because I became an Eagle Scout, and so now I sell life insurance. Yeah. But dude, it's crazy. Life's so beautiful. It's so incredible. Your story's so amazing. And dude, the ADHD doesn't exist. It's VDHD. People don't have a deficit. You'll have physical burnout, but the mind, you'll hear the Navy SEALs, the body quits far, far before the mind. It's the mind, actually, I said that backwards. The mind will quit before the body. But the reason the body burns out, it's obviously the physical exhaustion. But when you have a big enough vision and clarity on where you want to go and who you want to be, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you.
No, not at all. But you have to have that. You have to have that.
You have to.
People have to create
that challenge.
Everyone
and you have to create it. Yeah, you have to, and you have to recreate that vision every day. You know, so it's beautiful. So let's, as we wrap up, what's your, what is your, not we know your vision, but I want to know little funny things too. What's your favorite movie?
Fast and Furious.
Okay, a little Paul Walker action.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. So I mean, that's
hopefully it's just the beginning ones, because if you say Fast and Furious 9, you're gonna lose.
Up to the 4th. Probably.
Okay, smart. Okay.
You've seen
all right.
every Fast and Furious. Every time they come out.
The Wolf of Wall Street, bro.
Yes. Yeah, I've been called the Wolf of Chicago.
That one. I used to go downstairs to like when they're making calls and like people call into the dealership, and I would just like go in there and be like,
lift your hands up, pretend you're a billionaire.
Let's go, dude. But they loved it, bro. Like they wanted me to do that all the time, so I would just go down there and just hype them up. They were
That's hilarious,
yo,
bro.
Every time
everybody
I think
going.
of the Wolf of Wall Street, bro, I think of you, bro.
Yeah. Let's go.
I love that.
Let's go, dude. Yeah. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite restaurant? Hopefully not Portillo's.
Just Kebabs is really good.
Just Kebabs?
Yeah, it's really good. It's in Midlothian and St. Charles. It's so good.
Okay.
Pita Inn, really good.
Okay.
Like Arabic food, Mexican food.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
I think I asked what I wanted to ask. Movie and food is pretty much all I care about. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I mean, as far as like there's a lot to talk about, but I guess
we
could always rip it and
rip whatever you want to rip.
We could always have a episode number 2.
Absolutely.
Number 3.
You tell me what you want to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I feel like.
Hey, Safe. I'm finishing up a podcast. Can I call you right back? I got you, brother. I'm very nonchalant with life in every area of my life.
You're chill.
I'm very nonchalant. I like to call myself the entrepreneurial hippie.
Right.
Like I'm an artist. I swear. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm an artist in my work, and I consider artists very, very impactful in our world because they just paint and they just create.
Absolutely.
I suck at creating paint and art shit, but like creating relationships and business and like being myself and entrepreneurial, that's my jam, dude. So let's jump into what you wanted to rip on.
I was just gonna say, I think it's really important, like when you're like doing something and like you make a transition. I feel like a lot of people like have a hard time going like for working for someone to working for themselves.
Yes. Yeah, so listen, in regard to people transitioning from working for someone to working for themselves, you're always working for yourself, but you're getting compensated and choosing to get compensated by somebody else. Mm-hmm. That's the only difference in the separator between the two. You know what I mean? It's like when people say they're not in sales, you are in sales.
Right.
Just some of us are choosing to get a better compensation. You are selling yourself for $10 an hour.
Right.
When you choose to work for somebody else. Well, I don't know if I can work for myself.
Right.
You do work for yourself because you're creating yourself every single day into a lesser or a better version, and then you're exchanging that self to somebody or something else for X amount of dollars, and you're allowing them to say, hey, we think you're worth this. Would you ever let somebody pick your relationship for you and say, here's the girl we think you deserve? She's a 4 out of 10.
No, I think that's a big problem.
It's a huge problem.
But it happens.
Oh, like, yeah, absolutely.
In the Arabic culture, my
arranged marriages.
Mexican, I see it, bro.
That's the same exact thing with business.
The girl to like take you out. I gotta ask the dad before I even take you out and get to know you. I gotta buy the Ferrari already, or she might not even be a Ferrari.
Are you in an arranged Arabic marriage? No. Oh, okay.
No.
This sounds very detailed. No. I was like,
but I had.
You have to go in an arranged marriage.
I've had the situation. I never went and did it.
Yeah.
It's in my like circle. It's in my vicinity where like the dad is like that. Do you even know how to cook? Like, how are you gonna go out if you don't even know how to cook it?
To the girl or to you?
Yeah, to the girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's just kind of funny, but like it's serious, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
1000%, dude.
Yeah.
They get super serious about that.
Yeah. Yes.
They get super serious.
They do. But I feel like the whole issue, like with the like that, is just like people are getting less conscious now. Things are starting to get very easy. People are lazy, and like when you have people that are just taking orders, like it's hard for you to make the transition without having to like shift your personality. You know, you have to change your personality. You can't go, and that's not that personality isn't going to work there.
Yes.
So you have to like create that personality of who you want to be, because you're this little character in this little movie that you're playing, and so like you're programming your character, but the whole time this character was programmed by everything else.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing, is you have to learn how to do that, and I think with like if we can like teach people how to do that, like through identity shifting, which is like out there, you can look it up. People change their lives like doing that. Like, very like easily, like in
I do it every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like people don't know how to do that, like because of the fact that they've just been taking orders for so long. So I feel like the longer that you do that, the longer it's going to take for you to change, but you will be able to change. It's just going to take you a lot longer to do that.
Yes.
So I feel like there has to be some sort of like some sort of shift, and like that's the difficult part. You have to create your own philosophy. We're all philosophers in this world, so we have to start thinking like as creators, artists, philosophers, because we have the power to do that.
1000%.
But yeah, we have to learn how to do that. We have to get the information to learn how to do that, you know, and then we level up by the information. But if you get the wrong information, you're gonna be stuck in the programming.
Yes.
So where do you get it from? That's the question. Where can you go?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Absolutely. And I always like reminding everybody, information without application. Like, if you know what to do and you don't do it, you're even dumber than those that don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather meet somebody that doesn't know what to do and is active or even inactive versus somebody that knows what to do and is inactive. Like, now you're super dumb. You know, so it's like keeping things very, very simple. You know what I mean? Like, I try to make things as simple as possible.
I agree.
Put it on the lowest shelf. I like to put the cookies on the lowest shelf because the average human being is like a low cookie shelf eater human being. Like it's the nicest way to say it. Like, most people are like, droolers. You know, so like and I'm a drooler. You know, I honestly drool at least once a day. Like awake, I'll catch myself. I'm like, "Why are you drooling right now?" And it makes me question my entire life. I swear to God. I wish I wasn't lying.
That's funny.
I'm drooling.
Oh, man, that's funny. That's a good one. Oh, man, that's good, man. Yeah, I mean, it's just that's the biggest hurdle, bro.
Yeah,
it's just
drooling?
Like, no. If you do that, then...
I do.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God. I wish I was lying. I drooled earlier today. Let's get back into what we're talking about. Oh my God, I'm hilarious.
Oh man, I love it.
It's Peter Griffin kicking in.
But yeah, dude, that's like a big I think it's a process to do that. I did it and it worked for me to do that.
We're not talking about drooling.
I'm talking about the identity shift.
I know, I'm playing. I'm playing.
That part of it, yeah.
So, dude, I mean, I love it, dude. And I'll comment on it with just simplicity again. Is like, I think I was at Amazon Fresh Foods or something last night picking up waters, and I'm walking past these chocolates, and I'm looking at these chocolates, and my brain just starts to think. I basically started to drool, and I was like, man, those are healthy chocolates. It says like 72% dark chocolate. I was like, that's like 100% healthy. You know, like I could eat this. And luckily my identity started to shift because it started to cuss me out. I was like, shut up, little bit. You know what I mean? Like just cussing myself out internally. And it's beautiful because people run away from it and they don't allow their conscious and their subconscious to guide them, because it'll guide you to make the right decisions. Your gut and your soul and your being that wants to be perfect and beautiful. It'll tell you, hey, stop being a weak, degenerate loser and don't look at that chocolate. Don't touch the chocolate. That goes for weak men that cheat on their girlfriends.
Yes.
It goes for weak men that decide not to be providers and killers and develop themselves to go out and provide more regardless of the situation in the home. Like for yourself to become more more of a man and more of a woman. Like it's all in the same area of the mind, and we can call it whatever we want, but you're either feeding that piece of your brain that wants to do the right thing, or you're feeding that piece of your brain that wants to do the wrong thing. Yes. And that piece of your brain that wants to do the wrong thing, when you have your brain calibrated right, and these guys with wandering eyes and with weak habits, and they don't want to work out, they don't want to wake up, they don't want to stick to consistency, they don't want to pray and acknowledge the not the idea, but the facts of an almighty, powerful God that is the King of Kings and the ruler of all creation. Like when you're too weak in all of these areas, it's because your brain isn't calibrated right. And I don't even really believe there's a calibration. I just think, oh, you're dumb. You know what I mean? You literally, it's like you have to think of a baby. It's like, hey, don't touch that. The stove is hot. Right. And then they go touch it. Well, that's because you're a baby. Right. You know what I mean? So some people just have such baby hearts and souls and minds and bodies. Like, not to keep eating the cupcakes, bro. Like, that's why you got the results you got.
Maybe the dad in that family is a baby, so that way
I completely agree with environment. My sister and I talk about this all the time. It's like the environment is so crucial, but at some point you can't justify environment.
Rich dad, poor dad.
Rich dad, poor dad.
Right.
You read that book?
It's a good book.
Yeah, fire book, bro.
They made us read that in Amway.
Yeah, I imagine. That
was the first book.
Yeah, 1,000%. So one of those dudes tried to recruit me and said he wasn't going to talk to me unless I read a book. I was 18 years old, and luckily I did not. I read the book, and then I was
Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah. It was like the 4 Cycles, Robert Kiyosaki, and I was like, damn, bro, you're not going to talk to me if I don't read this book? It's like, yeah, we just don't talk to people. They don't read this. And I didn't recognize what was going on. I'm a grown-ass man now. Yeah. But that's what happens when you have no father figure in the house. You know what I mean? You just believe everything.
Right.
You're gullible as shit, dude.
Easily
I've been so easily influenced and gullible. It's embarrassing.
I've been there. Yeah, me too.
But it's beautiful lessons. I reflect back on life. I've learned so much more than the average 25-year-old.
Yes.
So much more because I'm a buyer. Yes. I'm a biter. It is what it is, but it's taught me so much. I've learned so much.
I think that people that are easily influenced don't believe in anything, or like they have a problem with that, like a spirit thing or whatever they have.
Yeah.
So that's why they're easily influenced.
Maybe, but I think also with easily being influenced, it's very easy to have faith because you like when you fall in love with this idea of, especially like if we're going to relate it to easily influenced and attach it to like not having a father figure. It's very easy for guys like us to be like, oh well, God is my father. I'm very easily influenced by that faith, which thank God I am influenced by that faith because there's so many that, might find some other type of replacement. But I would say it's the more sophisticated household I've seen. A lot of individuals with a higher intellectual quotient, the ones that think they know it all and they have this internal ego of like, I'm too good for God.
Entitlement.
You know what I mean? And like an entitlement of like, I am too good and I don't need the idea of a creator. And so I think that bleeds down into the kids. Usually whatever the father believes kind of impacts the whole house. So I can see that, but
it's actually proven. It's like the numbers are like, if the mother believes in God, then the kids are like 12% likely. But if the father believes in God, the kids are like 98% likely to believe in God.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they have statistics.
Yeah, dad's the king of the house, so.
I had my time where I challenged it too. Like I challenged, the whole.
Oh, well, listen, people, everyone challenges it. You know what I mean? Because people may never challenge it with their words. We've all said prayers. We've all said our prayers, especially when times are tough. We resort to prayers. Every man's an atheist until he's in the foxhole. I heard that one of my podcasts I did with a gentleman named Eric Spofford, who's an absolute dog. Yeah. And he said, dude, every man's an atheist until he's on his deathbed, until he's broke and he's lost everything, till the girl of his dreams has left him, like until you're heartbroken and hungry and have nothing. Every man's an atheist until all you can call on is God. Right. And, when he put that into perspective, I was like, dude, that makes 100% sense of like the people that may not believe now or question the reality in our darkest days, dude. Where does everybody resort to? They resort to God. They resort to prayer. They resort to faith. But I don't think we question it with our words. I think we question it with our actions, because every Christian, all of us have, in any faith, all of us have, in our darkest days, we rely on our faith more than we do on our brightest. because we as humans are so weak and so fragilely created that we call on God when we need something. When everything's going our way, I'm so great. I'm amazing. I built this life. I did this. I got this girl. I got this guy. I got this money. I did this for myself. Like, dude, 60 days ago, you were on your knees crying and bawling your eyes out because you didn't know how your mom was going to make it, how your friends were going to make it, how you were going to get the money, how you were going to get the girl, the guy, how your body was going to change. Like, dude, you were just crying like a baby. And he got you through this. Did you forget what he got you through 60 days ago, 6 months ago, a year ago? So it's like, we question him every day in our actions when we forget who got us to where we're at, when we forget who's going to take us to where we're going. And I'm saying this from my experience. Questioning God is never a verbal thing. It's always an action thing. Even though we're saved by grace through his faith, it's like he doesn't need our actions. He already sent his son to die for our sins, but it's like, it's just the worship. You know what I mean? I could talk about this all day.
No, I feel people play the victim card.
Yeah,
people
1000%.
People play the victim. And
I'm the biggest victim card. That's the best way to win a relationship argument is to play the victim card in a relationship. If you have a girlfriend?
Not like solidified.
Okay, if you want to solidify it, play the victim card. So, listen, I'm kidding, but don't do that until once you solidify it, then you can start using that card sometimes. It works phenomenally. No, I'm just playing. But man, dude, victimhood, it eliminates your ability to live. As soon as you play the victim and you completely disregard responsibility and ownership, you put yourself in a position when you get rid of ownership, you're no longer free.
Right.
If you're not free, what do you have? Right?
You're controlled.
Yeah, you have no control. You have no life.
Right.
Right? Freedom is life. There's no point and purpose, really. Like anybody that doesn't truly have their freedom, the most common thing they all say is like, what's the point of me going forward? What's the point of me moving on? I don't own my life. Mm-hmm. Right? So when we give up responsibility and ownership and we disperse that onto a thing or a person or a place and say, my life sucks because of him. My life sucks because of her, because of that, because this company did this. Like, where's the ownership?
Right.
Because now you've just given them ownership over your life. Right. So victimhood is destructive. Victimhood has killed more people, and it will kill more people than anything in this entire world.
That's because people are selfish.
They are. Yeah. They are. What we have to be. You know why we have to be? Is because we're biologically wired to be selfish, because 1,000 years ago, 10 generations ago, 15 generations ago, however you'd want to measure that, when there wasn't access to technology and weapons and the development that we have now, it was fight or flight. So we are healthily wired selfishly, but that's why we also have the conscious, and that's what people would call the conscious, and we would call the Holy Spirit, that guides you to make morally right decisions of ownership. I made this mistake. I need to correct it and do better. I should not do that. I should do this. But also, if I am put into a corner and you put me in a position where I have to defend my family, I'm going to die or you're going to die. Mm-hmm. There's no other option. Or I'm going to fly.
Yeah.
We're going to fly.
Then you took extreme ownership.
Exactly. Either way. Yes. So that's how I look at it. I always try to look at things in the simplest form, and I try to trace history. So like, what does history say about this? Everything. It'll tell you everything. Yeah. What else?
I love history.
I love history as well.
Like, I really am into, like, right now, like, ancient civilizations.
Yes.
And, like, learning all about, like, how the ancients lived. They built all these. It's crazy, man. You can learn a lot from, like, looking at
Oh, dude, it's my favorite.
Have you heard of Billy Carson?
You're going to tell me. I probably have.
He is, like, this dude, Graham Hancock. He has, like, an ancient civilizations, like, Netflix, like, documentary. Pretty good. Yeah. And then I found Billy Carson because of him. But he goes way more into things. Yeah. But Graham is, like, more of, like, the archaeologist or whatever. And there's a lot to it. There's a lot to, like, the building of that and, like, the power of it and, like, the power of the people. Let's do it. And that's us. Like, we have so much power.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Man, what the hell is this dude texting me about?
So I feel like that's... Yeah.
Fire, dude. I got a couple more meetings to run.
You're good, brother. We could always do another one.
We're definitely going to do more, dude. We're definitely going to do more. We rocked an hour. We got our hour in.
Let's go. Oh, wow.
When you want to do another hour, you let me know, bro.
Damn.
Another episode of Adversity Kings. Where can people follow you and work with you and grow with you?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram, AMG Payments. That's probably the easiest way to find me.
AMG Payments. What's the middle name?
So my middle name is Marco.
Marco, dog.
Yeah.
That's hard, dude.
Alejandro Marco Garcia.
That's a hard
AMG.
name, dude. Yeah, AMG, bro. Absolutely. Yeah. This was a great episode. This was a phenomenal episode. We went on a roller coaster, man. You know, we started intense and we built up with some history of you and the trajectory of your life, and then ended it with some passionate talk on just our thoughts on life, dude. This was a good episode, man.
It was awesome.
I'm excited. We're going to have to do more, all right?
Yes, we will.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Alejandro, ciao.
Let's go.